You're tuned into All Too Real 2. Be sure to subscribe, download, share the show with a friend, and stop by all2real2.com for our social links, Patreon, and TeePublic store info.
Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Fergal.
And we're from Movie Smash.
Comic book movies are having a golden age right now with the MCU.
Movies based on comics aren't necessarily a new thing, but they're a big thing.
Join us every other Tuesday on Movie Smash.
We explore these movies and find some hidden gems.
Every other week, we revisit some of the best.
And some of the worst movies based on comics or graphic novels.
Was Green Lantern as bad as you remember?
Heck no!
Is Time Cop the most accurate time travel movie ever created?
Absolutely.
Was Mystery Men way ahead of its time?
Should they be revisited? Should they be forgotten?
Join us on Movie Smash and find out. Listen wherever you find your fine podcasts.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All Too Real 2. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is...
Sesame, if an old high school buddy who is now in college takes you to a party with a lot of beautiful college-age women, you're in high school, put that about, you're in high school, you're a male, you're at a party full of college-age women who are very beautiful, there's lots of foods, like 8 different pizzas, so it's a big party, and a hot tub, and free cocaine. Do the damn drugs, or at least pretend to do the damn drugs, and go into the hot tub. Again, as a high school male full of college-age females in Carta.
So I've when I was in high school, I went to a couple college parties. There was never drugs there, but they were like theater nerd parties, so I don't know.
Hey, those can get pretty raucous too.
I know they can.
Yeah.
Yes. Went to a couple college parties at Bowling Green State University when I was in high school. Yep. Which at the time was the STD capital of the state of Ohio.
No, oh my God. There's nothing else to do in Bowling Green. That's it. Like you have the college and then that's it. There's like nothing else but the university to do shit.
It's like, so I currently live, I'm letting people know where I live here. I don't tend to do that, but I live in the city of Findlay, Ohio, which is kind of near BG. But the way you spell Findlay is find lay. So a friend of mine that grew up here, he said the reason that it's named that is because the only thing you can do in the city is find somebody to lay. And it's very convenient. He also said it's very convenient that the high school's mascot are the Trojans.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Then you got Fremont was nearby with Fremont. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
And then
yes,
that's
welcome to Ohio, folks. So
all you can do is just lay and do drugs, baby, and that's I don't know what else you do. Go to church. I mean, that's like.
Well, you got to go somewhere to pray away your sin. Anyway, exactly.
You're sitting on Saturday, and then Sunday you pray and you go all clean. It's all good.
Yeah, get your sinning on, not your sinning on, because that's completely different, and you don't want to be involved in sinning on. So which was created by somebody from Ohio, by the way. But anyways, from Toledo.
Oh my God, yeah, that. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So, anyways, folks, today we are covering a very special episode of the 80s television series Growing Pains, the second season, episode 15, entitled Thank God It's Friday. This aired on February 10th of 1987. The log line here on the Internet Movie Database for this episode is, while the rest of the Seavers spend the evening at home watching TV, Mike and his pals Eddie and Boner get invited to a party where cocaine is offered. Dun, dun, dun. This was directed by John Tracey, who looks like he directed a bunch of sitcoms and stuff in the 80s and 90s and the early 2000s. So that's his deal. It was written by Dan Gunselman and Steve Marshall. Steve Marshall created the show, so I think he just gets credit for writing it because he created the show. Dan Gunselman worked on a lot of different shows. He was a producer on this show. He was a producer on Just the 10 of Us, Thunder Alley, WKRP in Cincinnati, Gloria. So a few different shows. Anyways, that's our behind the scenes talent here. On screen, we have Alan Thicke as Dr. Jason Seaver, Joanna Kerns as Maggie Malone Seaver, Kirk Cameron as Mike Seaver, Tracey Gold as Carol Seaver, Jeremy Miller. We're booing Kirk, not Tracey. Anyway, so I'm just making sure that was clear. Jeremy Miller as Ben Seaver, Kristy Swanson, and guest starring in this episode as Rhonda. There's a little trivia. I got to talk about her in a second here.
Okay.
Justin Williams as Roland Taylor, the big man on campus sort of guy. We got Casey Martel as Eddie, the late Andrew Koenig as Richard Boner Stabone, and we got Melanie Gaffin as Trudy Sullivan, and then there's others. So yeah,
Boner,
whatever
he was always good.
Yeah, he sadly died, which sucks.
I was gonna ask that. Like, I thought he passed away recently, or maybe
it was
not recently, but
probably about 10, 15. Well, probably about 15 or more years ago. Yeah, I'm trying to think when it was. Sometime in the 2000s, I think. He was missing for quite a while, and then he passed away. I remember seeing his dad on TV, trying to find him. His dad is Walter Koenig, who played Chekhov on the original Star Trek. So, yeah. Anyways. Sad. Yeah. But speaking of sad things, what was your reaction to this episode?
It was just so weird. I mean, I've probably seen this episode like 5 or 6 times just because of its ridiculousness. But it's peak 80s is what it is. I mean, you got the cocaine, obviously that was big in the 80s, probably still is, the B, I don't really quite understand the B. I'll get into that. And it was just like, sitcom. It was funny. It did the whole very special episode, although not as serious as a lot of some of the other ones, like the Jesse with the. By the way, we did the Jesse Saved by the Bell episode. Where Jesse got hooked on caffeine pill.
They seem to take caffeine pills like more seriously than cocaine in this episode, but that was supposed to be cocaine in that episode, but it never.
It was supposed to be amphetamine, and so of course they wouldn't allow that on Saturday morning, so they had to make it caffeine, but this, like, they kind of played off for laughs. Basically, Mike just came off as like judgmental and like just, I don't know, like stupid. I guess I don't know what it's like.
Kirk Cameron playing somebody judgmental and stupid. Yeah, man, he really was working those acting chops.
Yeah, who refuses to do anything that's fun. Makes his friends
in real life.
Makes his friends have to choose between him and them having a good time. So that's like emotional manipulation, like basically like what a narcissist would do. So which very good acting on his part. He's totally not like that in real life. So a really good way to present himself the opposite of what he actually is, or who he is. But it was okay. I mean, it's very sitcom-y, it's just not sitcom-y as a communist. But it's all right. It was like, 20 minutes is your standard, half-hour sitcom, with 10 minutes of commercials, and then boom. And then, of course, you got the very ending where everyone gets really serious, and he's like, I got to talk to you about drugs, kids, or whatever. So that's my reaction. It's okay. I've seen it a bunch of times. It is what it is. It's not my favorite. It's fine. Your
typical don't do drugs episode of a sitcom. A little different than some, but yeah. So do you want to hear some trivia before we get into the episode, or after we get into the episode?
Do before.
Okay, so
I need some stimulants here. I'm getting tired.
Go to the bathroom and get some. Anyway, so So this episode was not aired on the Disney Channel when the series was shown on reruns due to the drug use and mild swearing.
Oh, wow.
ABC initially refused to air the episode over the portrayal of drug use. Ultimately, a compromise with the producers was reached, resulting in a disclaimer at the end with Kirk Cameron reinforcing the episode's anti-drug message. So they basically thought people were so stupid that they wouldn't realize that it was an anti-drug episode.
Right. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, I think it was pretty clear.
Yeah. It was like, people aren't going to get this, so we need Kirk to tell people what it was about. It's like, what the hell?
Right. Come on.
So at the beginning of the episode, Ben tells Jason that Friday night is the best TV night. Jason disagrees, tells him that Tuesday is. This was an inside joke as Growing Pains came on Tuesday nights on ABC. Okay, I'm going to skip this one and I'll get back to it in a second. Okay, this next bit of trivia is, okay, in 1987, the 8 pizzas that Roland picked up cost $74.55 or $9.23 per pizza. When adjusted for inflation to $25, the 8 pizzas would cost $212.61 or $26.58 per pizza. So I'm actually thinking one of the best things as far as inflation goes is pizza, because pizza doesn't cost that much more than it did in 1987.
No, it really truly does not. That is kind of cool. So it kind of proves that inflation's kind of made up then. It's just like,
Okay, so now
our pizza-flation has basically exposed our sham economy.
Yes. Okay, so here's the most interesting bit of trivia that I discovered about this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Kristy Swanson, who's the blonde-haired girl, Rhonda at the party that offers like drugs, was engaged to somebody in the cast at the time, and it's not who you probably think it was.
I don't know.
She was engaged to Alan Thicke.
No.
So
wait, the dude was like 45 at the time or some shit. Like,
so Kristy and Alan started dating and were engaged this year when she was 17.
Yikes.
And
how old was he?
He was 39. They met when she was 16 at 39, when she turned 17. And they got engaged officially, according to this other timeline, in 88, but the show aired in 87, but it says they were engaged at the time. So I don't know, somewhere in that area. They ended up breaking up when she was 21 in 1991 and he was 43.
Dude, why do people look so old in the 80s? Like, at 39 years old? Are you kidding me? I thought he was like at least 47. Like, it's like, what's...
But regardless, he's still over 20 years older than her.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, I've noticed that, like,
I know they
so much older in the past. I don't know what that made them look older. Like,
I think it's sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, but I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that when we first saw them, they were older than us, and now that they're our age or younger, it makes them still seem older. So it's like, I don't know,
right?
But I mean, you will, like, I was looking through my dad's like high school yearbook, and the people in the high school looked like they're in their 50s or something. I mean, I'm just saying, just like,
right. It's like a psychological thing. I get it.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked up though, man. 17 and 38, 39.
Yeah.
Damn. What? Yeah, man. I don't know. But that's the pizza thing. Oh, good.
Wait. I was gonna say, when I read that in the trivia, I was in shock.
I was like, hey, man, that's a little. But back to the pizza thing, though. Do they live like a big city? Because I know food tends to cost more, like in big cities, like especially like fast food and stuff.
It's they live in like Long Island, New York.
Okay, that shouldn't be any. All right, that should.
Yeah.
I was thinking like Chicago, New York, or something. I can imagine.
It's like Long Island or Staten Island or something. They live in like one of the, near New York City, but not in like Manhattan. So it's like, yeah. So
I think Long Island is still technically part of New York City, or is it like its own thing? Is it its own thing, or is it like
I don't know? It might
still
be
sort of. Okay, I'll look it up later.
Yeah, but regardless, it's right next to New York City if it's not part of it. So it's it's right in that area. It's like, it's. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to look up something really quick because I'm curious before we get into the episode.
Sure.
So like in 1987, a gallon of gas cost 90 cents.
Wow.
You could get a Ford Escort for $6,000 and $6,801. Yeah, like a 16 ounce of M&Ms cost $2.29. Interesting. Yeah, some things like food wise. I'm trying to see if there's anything about pizza on this list that I found, but like a Sony TV. That's another thing, that TVs have basically gotten cheaper. You could get a Sony 19-inch cable-ready TV for $369.88 when you can get like when on at Walmart, you can get like 55-inch TV for 200 and something. So it's like,
what?
Yeah, today.
A lot of it's like our economy is kind of weird because like
Yeah.
a lot of stuff like that used to cost so much now has lowered. Like, for example, like TVs. Like now, like almost anyone can have a TV now. Yeah, like even if you're like poor, you
I
can
think
have like
a
a
lot of it has
decent
to do with
looking TV.
technology. Technology getting better, and it's actually cheaper to produce a TV now than it was back then.
It is, yeah. It's a lot.
TVs were so much different. But like, if you went to like the A&P grocery store for a 8-ounce cup of yogurt, it's 89 cents. A pound of butter was $2.19. Yeah. So like, for example, like the where was that I was just looking at? The TV. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Anyways, so. Oh yeah, but like if adjusted for inflation, that TV that was $369 would cost $1,000 today.
Yeah,
so
that's a lot.
It's kind of weird.
That's a lot for a TV. Yeah, especially they were really big and bulky back then as well, and so they're a lot harder to steal.
This is just for a 19-inch TV too. Like, I mean, I guess those.
Okay, not okay.
But even back then, 19-inch wasn't like really small for people too. Right. I mean, but still, it's like, yeah. I'm trying to remember how big I had a black and white TV in my bedroom when I was a kid back then.
Me too.
And really cool. That I used to play Atari on. You couldn't see the colors on it, but it was like,
all right. I used to watch Jay Leno on it or David Letterman.
Yeah, I used to watch Johnny Carson. So, anyways, what goes down in this episode here?
Oh, what goes down in Cocaine Town? So we got this weird plot in the beginning, which I maybe just skimmed over. Didn't really understand it. Where the parents were supposed to go out for dinner, but then they didn't for some reason. I don't really.
It's because it's because she got home from work and she felt exhausted.
Oh, okay, that's why. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they already hired a babysitter, so babysitter just basically showed up anyway, and they had to pay her because whatever.
Because she said that she wasn't allowed to be home alone.
Right. And he's like, wait, why? It's like you're allowed to babysit me, but you're not. Yeah. And that B plot pointless. Did not even need to be there whatsoever. The whole show could have just been about the cocaine party. But then again, they probably wouldn't allow them to air it for having so much of that in the episode.
Plus, so you need plus the show. Even though the show was, basically at this point the Kirk Cameron show, you still had a whole other cast, so you needed to kind of cater to. So and give them something to do. So yeah. So like Mike Seavers, like he's wants to hang out with Boner and the other dude. Eddie.
What's his name? Eddie and Boner.
Yeah.
Or Boner and Eddie, rather. And then the worst plan in human history, so pathetic, so embarrassing, so sad, is that Mike's like, oh, well, why don't we go drive up to the drive-in movie theater and lip read a movie? That's what he said. That was his idea. Lip read? Really? Mm-hmm. That's what you're doing on a Friday? You know what? You might as well just do nothing at all, because that's less embarrassing than lip reading a movie at a drive-in. Like, if you told someone like at school what you do over the weekend, and you're like, oh man, I was so tired, I pretty much slept through the entire weekend, that would be less embarrassing to go, oh yeah, on Friday night I went with Boner for one thing, I call him that, which is a weird name, Boner and Eddie, to lip read a movie. And then they got all like hard. They're like, it's Swedish. So is that supposed to be a porn film? I don't know what Swedish somehow means, like in what they were.
And on top of that, how are you going to lip read a Swedish movie if you don't speak Swedish?
Right. So that was the other part too. I'm like, wait, you don't even speak Swedish. So what the fuck are you even doing? Whatever. It's stupid. And like that was his grand plan. That was Mike Seavers, his schemer.
Unless the foreign languages that you can learn at Dewey High include Swedish.
Yeah. I mean, every high school, they got Spanish club, they got maybe German, French, they got Swedish, they're teaching Arabic, they're teaching Ukrainian, Belarusian. Not to mention
when I was in high school, we had like, I took Spanish. We had like Spanish. We had German. I took German, not Spanish. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I took German. We had German, Spanish, like French. I think that was it. And then, like towards my senior year, they offered Japanese.
Oh, cool.
But it was like there was one person taking it, and and it was like not taught by a teacher. It was taught on VHS tapes.
Oh God, that's so lame.
But at least they
No,
offered
thank
it.
you. No, thank you. I want a real teacher, not sit in a classroom with a
No.
VHS tape.
But I mean, I think at that point, because nobody else wanted, I mean, I guess they were proud of the fact that they offered it at least. So,
Maybe that's why
like
they're like, we teach Japanese.
yes. I'm sure
It's like-
if more people started signing up for it, they would get an actual Japanese teacher in there. But so
right, that would be cool. No, you're right. That would be.
Yeah.
I understand. I agree. Oh my God.
So
what were we talking about?
oh yeah. So yeah, they're at they're at this like pizza parlor or whatever, and this dude, college dude, comes in. I guess he just graduated from high school recently, so they still know him, and he was like this cool kid, and he goes into the pizza shop, and he's buying a bunch of pizzas, and they literally beg him for an invite to this college party that they find out he's going to. So and they say, hey, and basically they carry the pizza for him and shit, and they can go to the party. So they look like the most pathetic guys in the world, in my opinion. But
also the coolest college kid in all the world, who is like, yeah, you could come to my party. You don't meet that guy in real life, by the way. You do not meet, especially in the 80s, especially maybe now, because now like cool is like could be anything. Like now you could play Dungeons and Dragons and still be. Back then, everything was segregated. You were either the football guy or you were the D&D guy. You were not both back then. Like you were one or the other.
The only way that the coolest kid from your high school who went on to college would invite you to a party after he graduated is if once he went to college, real life hit him in the face and he realized he's not really that cool.
Like it Can't Hardly Wait, basically. Where the football player comes back and he's like, yeah man, like college kind of sucks for me. But this guy, he's got it all. Like you did not see. So already they're kind of living the dream life. So Mike pretty much just like spit at fate right in the face.
Yeah.
The whole episode, the cool guy invites him to the party. He's like, seriously, guys, you're really going to beg? Okay, come on. Like, you don't see that ever happening in the 80s. He takes him to the party. Party's nice, really nice house. He's like, I don't know whose house this is. I guess we'll just find out. So he's not even in the know 100% about what's going on here. And then we find all of these, again, very hot college-age girls, or women rather, because they're college. And then
I just want to point out here, they're all dressed really nice. Even for the 80s, that seemed like they were overdressed.
They're rich, though, so maybe, I don't know.
It just seemed weird. Because, like, I don't know, kids, in my opinion, back then even would be wearing, like, jeans and T-shirts and shit. It just doesn't...
Right. I know. It's because it's a Coke party, man. They gotta dress up for it. They gotta be really nice for it. You gotta optimize the. When it comes to drugs, you have to learn. When you're a drug connoisseur, you have to optimize your experience. So you gotta wear something nice. You can't just wear sloppy shirts. You gotta
really wear like a cashmere sweater, a nice cashmere sweater when you're doing coke, because that's how you do it.
Well, yes, because Coke, you start feeling things. You want to feel your sweater. Oh, it's really soft. It's really nice. There you go. Point number one. You figured that out. Hot tub optimization number 2. Now we're in a hot tub. We're on drugs. Boom. Now we got both things going for us. You got to know what you're doing when you take drugs. You got to optimize your experience. You're not just doing drugs. You're having an experience, and that's what a true a sophisticated drug user knows. Not some rank and file guy who finds crocodile methamphetamine from Siberia that makes his arm fall off because of all the weird chemicals. No, we're not talking about those people. We're talking about sophisticated cocaine users. They know what they're doing.
One hot tub party in my life.
Oh yeah,
I'm just lamenting my life.
I did have one hot tub. It wasn't really a party. It was actually just 3 of us, and we were both guys in like sophomores in high school. And we were trying to smoke tobacco out of with friends' quote bong, but we couldn't even get it to work, so we just got rid of it. We're like, this is pathetic. Even for us, we're like, this is sad. Like,
mine was hanging out with my friend and his girlfriend, who's now his wife. And then some other couple there, and me and my ex-girlfriend. And I'm going to emphasize the fact that we were exes at the time. So it was a really weird time. So,
yeah.
Anywho,
that's awesome.
So so they go to this party, and they feel like fishes out of water here, basically, at this party. But Mike is like determined to fit in. So he goes up to this girl that is really hot, played by Kristy Swanson. And his way of approaching her is to blow in her hair.
What the fuck was that? Like,
I don't know.
What are we talking about here? I mean,
is that something you do?
I don't know what he was. I don't know. And the fact that she didn't even blow him off, so to speak, pun intended, because they're doing coke. But like, and the fact that that already proves she was already quite high, that she didn't even move that, like, basically place that against him. Like, okay, that was kind of weird. I don't like you, you know.
And then I think it's funny that within seconds of meeting, she's inviting him to do coke. In the bath, but not directly. She says, "Do you want to go to the bathroom with me?" And this is after Boner went to try to go use the bathroom, and like a conga line of people came out of the bathroom, and he's just like, "Rich people go to the bathroom together in groups." You know, it's just like, what the fuck?
My question about that, though. Okay, I'm not a cocaine connoisseur. I don't know, but so if everybody knows this is a cocaine party.
Exactly.
Why are they doing it? And I can understand you're in the club. You don't want, you don't want the bouncers. Do you have drugs? Like, although the bouncer's not going to give a shit. But like, whatever. You're going to be doing it in the bathroom because you don't want to be seen. If everybody knows what the party is about, why? Maybe they just don't want the cocaine dust all over the place. Maybe they're being considerate of the girl's parents. Like, hey, we don't want to get coke dust all over everything.
They never explain this. There's no reason whatsoever that you can't be doing coke in the kitchen or coke in the living room or whatever, you know,
or anything. You just take a wet paper towel, you wipe it off, boom, you're done. What's that? It's cocaine.
The name of my next album is Coke in the Kitchen.
There you go. But it's really just a Coke can, and it's like,
that'd be like me cheating. I'd be doing Coke because I prefer Pepsi. Right. But anyway, so
that's great.
So he's hitting on her, and she's like inviting him to the bathroom, and then he's all uncomfortable, not understanding what's going on, and she's just like trying to, you know, it's like, oh, you're not trying to get your hands. I'm not trying to get my hands on your stash, and then she's like, got her own cocaine, and it's like, okay. What the fuck?
But my whole thing about that, though, because that's later on contradicted by saying that the coke is their parents. So if they're all using her parents' coke, why does anyone have their quote personal stash? Like, you divvy it up, right? That's weird. Like, okay, here's my parents' coke. Right, you get 8 grams. You get 8 grams.
To be fair, maybe other people did bring coke too. I don't know. But
must be a lot of coke dealers in Long Island in 1987 for high school students or college students could just get it like whenever they want to, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So he so they're basically not realize they all realize then that, oh, we're at a coke party. Oh no, you know.
What we're doing here, like, oh my god, dude.
My thing with it is like, just because some people are doing coke at the party, does that automatically make it a coke party? I'm not sure how this works.
Well, if everyone's doing it, probably. If it is like a cocaine party, because like that's the main theme, the draw of it. I can understand that being like a weed party, for example. At my work, every so often we have potlucks, and we sometimes have themed potlucks. Can I suggest a coke potluck at work? Yeah. You could. You might get fired, but you could suggest it. I mean, your boss seems pretty cool and chill, but that might be the straw that breaks the camel's back, you know?
Yes. Might be the straw that breaks the camel's back, the coke straw.
Yeah, the straw, because you got the, you got the... You got to use a straw to put it under your mouth.
Yeah. No,
slurp? What are you talking about? You don't eat it.
So basically, you know, like Mike runs into like this girl that goes to their school too. They find out about, and he's like, "There's coke at this party," and she's like, "I hope so." It's just like,
he's like, "Yeah, that's why I came here, dork." Like,
yeah. So,
Bram.
So like, you know, Mike's worried about being looked at as uncool, and you know, and then so like Boner and Eddie are kind of like wanting to still impress girls and stuff, so they might do the coke or whatever, but you know,
oh my god, dude, like
Mike's you know, throwing out the line, just because you do coke once doesn't mean you'll get hooked. No, not Mike. I mean, Eddie was throwing that out, that logic.
And he
So
said that, yeah.
So which I had my notes written weird. Which Mike is not sold on, and he's like, that's what everybody says the first time, blah blah blah. Yeah. Yeah. So.
But the thing is, there are certain drugs that have certain addiction levels. Cocaine actually is not heroin. On the other hand, that's probably, you're going to do that once and they're going to want to keep doing that. Like, that's probably like one of the things you don't even want to try one time just to feel it,
I just want to make a disclaimer here, though. We're not suggesting anybody do any kind of drugs. I personally never have. And I'm just saying that, drugs are bad. Okay. I don't want to get us in trouble.
No, I agree. Like, I'm also, I co-sign that. Ooh, I stand by that or whatever. Mm-hmm. I've had enough experiences on Kratom as far as like stimulants go that I can't imagine what cocaine would feel like. So no thanks.
So I also just want to point out some random thing that I had forgotten about this TV show. The high school that they go to is called Dewey High, and their mascot is the Hooters. So
okay,
in this universe, there's a guy named Boner, and the high school mascot is the Hooters. I'm just
and then they're going to a Coke party. Where, oh my God, where they're going to go into a hot tub, where they're planning. Again, my whole thing is, you three are high school losers, except for Mike Seaver. Even he's not that popular. He's kind of, Mike Seaver's like the popular kid who's not really popular, but he's tolerated, kind of popular. He's not like Ferris Bueller, that type of popularity. He's like the guy who's like sort of well known, kind of ever so slightly. These women, mind you, college age, are begging you to take drugs with them and go into a hot tub where they will be wearing bathing suits and or bikinis. Why are you complaining? What the fuck? Just fake it. Just take the drug. Go in the bathroom. It's like
you can easily fake doing coke. It's not like
it's not that hard. It's like just put it down the sink. Yeah.
Are they gonna watch you do it? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, are they gonna be sitting there like observing,
so fucked up on the coke that they won't notice? I mean, I'm not saying lying is good either. I'm just saying
but still, it's like if you have to lie in order to get into the hot tub with the college women when you're in high school. Again, I can't keep repeating that. When you were in high school.
I mean, I think, the fact that I was in high school decades ago, this doesn't out anybody. I went to a couple parties in high school where drugs were present.
Ooh.
And so nobody at that party cared that I didn't do any.
Right. They're
in fact, they were like, that's cool.
Because we get more now. See, we get more. See, we get to split it up more.
So in reality, I don't think these girls would give a shit. It's not like you're going to be uncool because you didn't do coke. I don't think that that's a reality thing, even in 1987.
No, it's not like an undercover cop thing where it's like, you got to do drugs in front of me to prove that you're not a narc. By the way, that whole aspect is stupid too, because sometimes undercover cops are actually allowed to do illegal things in order to keep their cover. So even that is a stupid cliche in movies or whatever.
I think there's even like undercover cops are sometimes allowed to kill people. So it's
exactly. As long as they're killing like a criminal, like another criminal. Yeah, not like an innocent person or anything like that, but like they can't do that, obviously.
Don't quote me on that. It might not be true, but I mean, I've seen some episodes of like FBI or Law and Order or something where that's something like that happened. So it's just like,
but it's like that whole idea, like, you gotta do heroin in front of me, so I believe you're not an narc, bro. It's like, oh no, I can't. Oh, you said the magic words. It's like the whole thing where they're like, you have to tell me you're a cop. Like, no, they don't.
That's
like,
not true. They can lie right to your face.
It's like, dude, they're police officers. They lie all the time. Like, why? I mean, like, what are you talking about? Like, they can
even lie to you when they're they can lie to you, and basically, when you're questioning, almost force you into a confession, and it's still legal somehow. But
because if you talk without your lawyer, you've basically waived any right to that information. Also, if they give you something to eat, they can take your DNA from the cup you drink or the fork you use to eat your food out of, or anything that your saliva
but getting the results back from that DNA don't happen in like 2 minutes, like on a episode of CSI. I'm just saying.
No, they don't. And also, it kind of reminds me too of like the sovereign citizen like conspiracy theory guys, where like they believe that like each person's social security number is like how much money that they are worth to the American government, and if they want to, they can cash out that money by calling the IRS and like repeating like a magic phrase, and then like the IRS is now forced to give them all that money. But if they do so, then that means that they waive their right to be considered an American citizen, and now that they have to do whatever the government tells them to do, so they got all this money for nothing. Like, what? Like, I said the magic phrase, you got to give me the money. Oh no, I guess I have to.
We're all like worth like 9 figures.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the theory behind it. But if you do it, you lose your right to be an American now. So you get the money, but then now you're a slave to the government. So it's like basically a draw. Like, oh shoot, well, I got this money now.
Can you take that money and then just like move to Ireland or something?
I haven't gotten that far into it. Maybe if you could try, you could like ride a boat real fast or get into like a plane. Like, aha, screw you guys! I'm going to Ireland now or whatever.
Because if that parts of it is can happen, I'm all for this. Just give me my money and I'm going to move to Ireland or something. You know, it's just like.
But you might have to stay within the country. I don't know, but yeah. And the other one they do is that they say a magic phrase to the IRS. They don't have to pay taxes because apparently they slipped in the federal tax bill on Christmas during like the 1915 or whatever, and they did that. They're not allowed to do that. I'm like, dude, they do shit like that all the time. What are you talking about? They always slip in bills. Like,
there's an episode of News Radio where Joe Rogan's character, who is a conspiracy theorist on that show, weird stretch for him too. But anyways, he tells Jimmy James, Stephen Root's character, that because he's in this court proceeding, that he can get out of anything. He just has to tell the judge a secret word, which is tubal cain.
Right, or like something stupid. Yeah,
it's tubal cain. I remember it because I've seen the episode so many times. And then I looked that up, and I guess that's actually that word is in some conspiracy theories. They believe that it can get you out of jail.
Right.
If you just tell the judge tubal cain. So.
That's wild. Anyway, I got us off track there, but basically you could just fake it. You could lie. You could just like, I took the coke.
And you get the coke.
And or just be like that you're like energetic, like, oh man, that was awesome. Like,
or just say, hey, I did a bunch of coke before I got here. No.
And because you already know Boner's going to have a massive boner because that's his name. And so that they're like, oh, he definitely took some coke. Look at this guy.
I mean, to be fair, his name is Boner because his last name is Stabone. But still.
Oh, okay. I thought it was because he was like a horn dog. I didn't know.
No, his last name, his name is Richard Stabone. So.
Okay.
And his first name is Dick. Wait, sorry. His first name's Richard. I'm just saying, Richard can be shortened to Dick. So I'm just saying his first name is Richard. So
they could call him Dick Boner. Of course, they would not let him do that on TV at the time.
I'm surprised they got away with calling him Boner in the 80s. So
that was really straight. They're like, okay, we're really pushed it. Like, we can't go any further in this. Oh my God.
That's whatever they stuck it in. So, I mean, this is an environment where the guy who was the acting coach on this set is the guy who molested Drake from Drake and Josh.
Oh, that dude. That's right.
But yeah, he I mean, Kirk Cameron and Leonardo DiCaprio, who was on the show later, and Alan Thicke and other people all wrote like letters of praise of the guy for his court hearing.
Oh, but I mean, God, why would you do that?
Yeah. I mean, but so did Will Friedle and Ryder Strong from Boy Meets World, who later on apologized for it. But it was still like,
why would you put yourself in that position? Like, just say nothing at all. I guess
they just didn't believe that he had done this, and they had no idea who he had, because like at the time Drake was under he was just they didn't know who it was, so he was just like a John Doe or something in the courtroom. So yeah,
right. Oh.
But anyways, so this whole environment just seems like it was a fucked up environment. So
yeah. Then you got, obviously Kirk Cameron being a religious fundamentalist during the later seasons and getting someone else fired because that she posed for Playboy. And then later we actually watched a movie with her in it recently.
Yeah.
So which is a very weird movie.
Yes. And stay tuned for this Christmas season coming up, because I do plan to watch another movie with her that's Christmas related by the same people. And anyways, so basically they, Mike decides not to do it.
Of course.
Goes home. Mike's, he basically, he says he just doesn't want to do coke, which probably would have been fine if even if everybody at the party heard him, I don't think anybody would have given a shit. But so all
they did was laugh. Like they weren't even like laughing at him. They're like, okay, that's kind of funny, like they weren't like ha 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 ha. Like yeah.
And I mean, sure, the guy that bought the pizzas was like laughing at them and calling them boys,
because they are kind of sort of.
I mean, to be fair, he's probably like a year or two older than them, and he's calling them boys, which is kind of whatever. But
when you're at that age, like 1 year is like seen as like my friend's like 100 years older than me. Like,
the actor does look like he's about 35, though, but still.
I know. He probably all that coke he was doing. It was.
the actor looks like he's more age appropriate to be dating Alan Thicke than Kristy Swanson. But
yeah. Well, there you go. Yep.
I'm just saying.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So Mike goes home, and he's late getting home. He's supposed to be home at 1 a.m. in high school. I mean, what the hell? It's a late.
That's pretty tolerant. That's a pretty tolerant curfew, man.
I know.
Apparently, he had some pretty liberal parents back in the 80s, where it's like, man. I mean, I never did stuff. I never had a curfew because I never really went out that late.
Yeah.
I mean, I would go to like a friend's house. I wouldn't really go anywhere. Like,
I never had a curfew either. So
yeah,
but none of my friends that did have a curfew, it was for 1 a.m. I don't know. So
it was usually probably like around 10, 11, something like that.
Yeah, midnight maybe. But yeah,
midnight. Yeah, if we're really stretching it. Yeah.
So Mike gets home, and and Jason's waiting for him there, the dad, and he's like where were you? You are Mike, right? Stuff like that.
Right. Just dad jokes.
Yeah. And Mike's getting all kind of like lame. I mean, Mike's getting kind of like sad and stuff, and Jason notices it because he's a good dad, and
Yep.
Because he's a good dad because he understands teenagers, because in real life he's dating one, and
oh God.
What the fuck?
Yeah. What the fuck is this world?
I mean, talk about blurred lines. Like his son song.
Yeah.
He's all. I mean, in real life, he left his. I think he was like in his late 30s when he left his wife for like a 19-year-old too. So.
Oh God. Oh.
So. Who, to be fair, he's still married to that woman, and they have kids together and stuff. So I mean, I guess whatever. They were still at least.
Yeah.
She was at least legally an adult.
And they stayed together, so it wasn't just like a passing phase or whatever. Yeah. Like, all right, I got my young girlfriend now. Move on, or whatever. Like, Yeah.
I mean, Kristy Swanson did go on to, be in I was reading some stuff about her. Like, she was in some conservative play with Dean Cain.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's about. It was specifically a conservative play, which sounds like the most uncreative, probably boring piece of shit ever. If anything,
they're not creative.
Conservatives have no creativity, in my opinion.
No, they don't. I mean, it's all jokes and like.
We'll be fair, there are some out there that probably do, that are good actors and stuff like that. I mean, I like Kelsey Grammer a lot, but
but they're the exception to the rule, and.
Yes.
Like all like these anti-woke cartoons that are coming out and stuff. I'm like, this is just not funny. It's like, haha, I triggered you, Lib. It's like, no, I'm triggered by the fact of like how unfunny this is. Like that's what's triggering me. The fact that you think you're owning me with this content is what's triggering me. Not that the content. I guess the content itself does own me but not in the way that you actually intended it to be. Kind of like that Charlie Kirk song that everyone's singing to make fun of. They're like, yeah, I put out this great Charlie Kirk song that AI made, and it's like, it's going to be super popular. It's like, yeah, it's popular because people are making fun of it. So it went viral, just not the way that you hoped it would go.
Not
so
to mention
congratulations.
Not to mention the fact that no one actually wrote it. It was written by AI. But
AI,
okay,
exactly. It's a fucking prompt that someone put. Yeah, I mean, I use Suno and stuff as like a joke just to make up ridiculous songs on purpose, but I'm not publishing these songs. I'm not putting them on Spotify and earning royalties from them. Like,
I can't downplay AI. It does have some benefits. I've used it to help enhance cover photos for our podcast. So don't go at me, people, if you notice that.
That's totally fine. No, I don't give a shit when you use AI as something that help you do something that you've already been doing. But anyway, I'm getting off track.
I was saying, to keep on track, I usually design the thing in Photoshop first, and then I just have basically AI clean up the edges and shit. So to make it feel more cohesive. And I feel bad every time I do it. But
yeah.
So anyways, at the end of the episode, Mike, basically lets Jason know what was going on at the party, and he's like, don't, can you just be my friend now, not my dad, sort of thing, which was good.
Yeah.
And so, he's like, and Jason's proud of him because he didn't do the drugs.
Right.
And so and at the end of the thing, Jason says to him, he's like, yeah, Eddie and Boner called for you. And he's like, what? And they said they didn't go to the bathroom and they don't want to. I did find this funny for some reason.
It was kind of like, what?
Mike's smiling and he says, well, what do you know? And then Jason's like, what does that mean? And Mike's like, a lot.
Yeah, that would be so confusing to get a phone call like 1 a.m.
And so
your son's 2 best friends call and say, just tell Mike that we didn't go to the bathroom and don't. Like, what the fuck?
It's like, Dr. Seaver, we didn't go to the bathroom. We don't want to.
And then they hate up the phone real. Okay.
So,
and so he's not even concerned about that. He's just like.
So Jason is like more confused after that, basically, and then he says, "What a world!" And he turns to go upstairs behind Mike, but then he turns back and he secures the chain on the front door.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, "What was that about?"
This episode was about drugs, not about breaking and entering.
Well, maybe he's thinking that the drug users are gonna go and start robbing houses because they're all coked up or something. They're like, "Oh shit!"
Swanson and 35-year-old college dude are gonna come and rob your place. What the fuck?
There's all kinds of stuff you do when you're on coke. You're like, right, I gotta start a business. I'm gonna go in the hot tub with a bunch of college-age women when I'm like 17, but I'm gonna cry about it and make a big fuss about it for some reason. Do my taxes. Oh my god. I gotta be honest.
Kids to school and what?
Like, I gotta be like 100% transparent. Okay, I didn't do drugs in high school. I didn't smoke cigarettes. I didn't drink. But if I was at a party with college, I gotta keep emphasizing this. If I was 17 and I'm at a party with college-aged women going from either freshman, perhaps even all the way to senior year in college, I would be a little bit freaked out in the future that maybe the senior year woman was flirting with me, a 17-year-old. But at the time, I would not think that's weird at all. I'd be like, that's pretty awesome. But like later on, I'd be like, oh, that's a little bit, But like, but like at the time, there's not a world where I would say no. I would probably, because I'm not an idiot, I probably wouldn't actually take the drugs. I would fake take the drugs and then go into the hot tub and they just act like a little bit goofy so they think I'm actually on the drugs. I think I would have done. There's no world where I would have been like, oh no, I'm not going to blow, no pun intended, possibly my only chance ever of having this kind of experience and then go home and like practice my guitar a little bit, whatever. Come on, like whatever. I'm like mad at a fictional character, which is not a great place you want to be at. mentally
It's okay
speaking,
because
it's
the
not-
fictional character was played by Kirk Cameron. You can be mad at him.
Yeah.
So-
Well, of course, I'm mad. I mean, Kirk Cameron as a person is just a terrible human being. But
for now on, you're allowed to be mad at Kirk Cameron or Alan Thicke when you're watching Growing
okay
Pains.
with
I'm
that?
fine with that. You know, I
That's
don't.
fine.
I don't know. I mean, Tracey Gold seems like a great woman, and so does Joanna Kerns. So I mean, you know, don't be mad at them. Jeremy Miller, I have nothing against. So you know, so.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, Alan Thicke did redeem himself, though, a few years later, playing the dentist in one of the Capricorn Corny films. So,
yeah.
You know,
so
that's okay.
that makes up for dating a teenager.
is fixing the cavity on an alien named Corny. Yes. That's it. That redeems him.
So basically, by your theory, all P. Diddy needs to do is be in a stranger danger ad or something about.
Which is even worse because he was dating a 17-year-old, and that one was about dentistry. That wasn't about stranger danger. If he was in the stranger danger one, that would be weirder.
That would be even weirder. But so
would be the weird, yeah.
Yes. But so by your logic, you know, like R. Kelly or P. Diddy or somebody just needs to be in a public service announcement thing with aliens, right?
They got to work on the aliens' teeth and make it better, and and like also like help it become courageous and show courage, and you know that should redeem you. We don't really know for sure, but that might give you some points, and then you could kind of probably not, but just. I don't really think so.
Just to be clear to our audience,
your Diddy's.
Be clear to our audience. This is all satire. We do not believe this.
No, we don't really. Obviously, no. I don't really think Diddy can be redeemed because that's a little bit way too much.
No.
Also, Jerry Seinfeld, maybe, but not so much either because he was dating a 17-year-old when he was like.
The thing here is Alan Thicke and Jerry Seinfeld, I guess, can be redeemed because they're white.
True. Although Alan Thicke had a little bit of a year-round tan, though, so that's a little bit iffy. And so, you know,
and he was a foreigner.
Was he?
He was Canadian. So.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. All right. Yeah. Well, already he's got some points kind of kicked off there, but because Jerry Seinfeld also was dating a 17-year-old when he was 38 in the early 90s. Like you could go, oh, it's a different time or whatever. It's like, okay, well, there's one. You go, okay, well, fake give you that point for free just so I could take it away in a second in order to make my analogy. So if that were like, oh, you know, it happens, you find love is love. Sometimes, you know, you don't always know. Okay, again, not really, but I'm going to fake give you that free point. But then he writes a book, an autobiography. And in that book, he's talking about how he doesn't like going to gymnastics class because seeing all those girls makes him feel a certain kind of way. Okay, well, now you add that layer to the 17-year-old girlfriend. Yeah. Now we're having a completely other conversation. So now if he had not written that in his book, you could be like, you know, he's being kind of like a creepy old dude. Got a 17-year-old girlfriend. I don't really like that, but if it's legal, it's legal. Still not really a fan of that. But then when you write a book, you're like, I love those gymnastics class because of those. Because like, whoa, like it's just like,
you're going a little bit too far there. Anyways,
so the free point was fake. It was a free. I took the free point. It was fake free point away from him. So on
so on a scale of. You know, Kirk Cameron's. How do you rate this episode? I'm joking. I don't know.
This episode is so long. It's like 3 times the amount of the actual episode.
I know. So
you can edit this down. I say this is like 5 out of 10, probably.
Yeah,
of Kirk Cameron's. How were you? How many were you doing? How many Kirk Cameron's?
I don't know. I was just joking.
Oh, okay. I'd be 5 out of 10 or. Yeah, because I'm getting a little too like in the weeds with the Jerry Seinfeld thing. I'm like, I want to get that book though. I want to read that book because I've heard it's like terrible all over. Like just not a good autobiography about.
I tell you what, folks. If you join our Patreon, we will release a very special episode to our Patreon members of us going through the Jerry Seinfeld book.
Oh God.
We'll read it to each other.
And the old one, this is from like 93, not any newer editions.
We will do that.
Old school. Like I don't even do editions. I want to do the first edition of this book. Not.
I know Sam Cedar read some of it on the Majority Report once. So
That's how I know about it. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly
me
how I
too.
know about it. Because Emma Vigman was talking about it, and then
Yeah.
Yep.
So, anywho, folks, hope you enjoyed this episode so far. Be sure to
enjoyed it.
be sure to go to all2real2.com. Check out all of our social media links there, links to everything. Subscribe to the show. Give us a 5-star review or a comment below. That rhymed. Wow. Anyways,
It did. Yeah, I like that.
check out our Patreon. Like I said, give us some, buy some stuff, buy some merch at our TeePublic. Other ways to help us out. You can share the show with your friends on social media. You can go to a cocaine party and just, walk up to people. And if they offer you cocaine, you'll be like, yeah, I'll do the cocaine with you. I'll go to the bathroom with you.
Yeah.
If you listen to this podcast, and then don't do the cocaine.
I figured out a way that you can make that work too. Like, so go to the bathroom with them at first, but then be like, oh shit, man, I actually really have to do to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry. Like, okay, cool. And then they do fake the. Then you're like, oh yeah, I did the cocaine right before I went to the bathroom. So I'm not gonna like check you to make sure. Oh really? Yeah. So like that way you can get out of it. Like, oh shit, I actually really do have to pee, man. I'm sorry. Like, oh, it's a.
But you know what's better than a cocaine party is an all too real 2 party. Yeah. It's a party where people are going to the bathroom to listen to their favorite episode of our podcast.
I mean, it's kind of weird, but
yeah. I mean, I don't know why you have to go to the bathroom to do that, but I don't know why you have to go to the bathroom to do cocaine.
Exactly, especially at a cocaine-based themed party. Exactly. Yeah. I did that once, though.
What'd you do?
What's that? I did not cocaine, but I did go to the bathroom once. I was listening to Mark Maron's podcast, the episode with Paul Rudd, and they were like doing this weird like harmonizing when they were humming to each other. And I thought there was something wrong with my phone. And I was like, "What's going on here?" So I do listen to podcasts sometimes in the bathroom, but I wouldn't call it a party. But
but anything can be a party. Anything can be a party. Just have yourself an all too real 2 pop culture podcast party.
Yeah.
Say that 5 times fast. And
I can't do that, but
yeah. Anyways, folks, just remember that trans lives are human lives.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird jump into.
Yes, it is. Just say no. Just say no to drugs.
Say no to drugs. Trans lives are human lives. It's like,
yes. Free Palestine.
Yes, this almost seems insulting to add these at this point because of what we've been talking about. They're like, oh yeah, the cocaine, the bathroom, trans lives are human lives. Everyone, free Palestine. It's like, what?
Yes. No human is illegal.
Yes.
Fuck ICE.
Yeah, well, careful with that.
I'm not talking about the drug ice. I'm talking about the other ice.
No, I'm saying be careful. I don't want to say love them. We're quote love them. Yeah, there we go. Quotation love. Yeah.
The whole fuck ice thing is just my point of view, not the whole podcast. Yeah. So just letting you know, be different, be yourself. Just remember that I love you. I'm not going to the bathroom ever.
Okay, well. I don't know about that, but all right.
Yeah, that'd probably get a bladder infection or something. Sesame loves you.
Love you.
And until next time,
bye-bye. Bye.
Thanks for listening to All Too Real 2 podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.